Hello, biology kids. We're done with Unit 11, the early kingdoms, and now we're moving into plants. And they are boring. Plants are boring. So I don't know if it's helpful to hear my voice talking about the lecture, if it's just as helpful to read it. You guys let me know. I'm open to suggestions, especially because it's so boring. Anyhow, let's get started. We are now on Unit 14 packet. I handed this out right before we left on that Monday. So you might have this tucked away somewhere. I'll also put a copy of it on Google Classroom for you to fill in. And I'll put the PowerPoint, so if that's better for you, just go there. Okay. So let's get started. We're going to do this and then probably finish the part 1 section by Friday, and then we'll have some sort of spring break. And then after that, finish up plants after. Okay. Slideshow. We'll talk about this in a minute. Okay, so this is just a review of plant versus animal cells, just taking a look at it. Pause the video now and try to fill in the Venn diagram. That includes things that are characteristic of just animal cells here, just plant cells here, and then something that both of them have. And I will fill in some stuff too. Okay, so I'll do green for plants. Okay, so plants have chloroplasts. They also have a large central vacuole that animal cells don't have. Aside from that, they have really similar structures. Oh, they have a like a box shape and a cell wall. Obviously, I don't know why I forgot about that one. Okay, and then over for plant cells, these have a round shape. Let's see what they have that plant cells don't. They have centrioles. And I don't know, I think that's about it. You guys might notice something that I don't because I want to go to bed. Anyhow, things that they both have in common. Lots of things. A nucleus, mitochondria. Smooth and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Lots of different things. So you could have a variety of answers in this spot. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. What do you know about plants in terms of biological relevance? So you can stop and think about that, or let's think about that for a second together. So what do plants give off? So when plants go through photosynthesis, which we'll talk about in part of this unit, they give off oxygen. Humans take in oxygen. We release CO2, which is taken in by a plant. So I think that's how we are connected to them. Okay, so now moving forward, I'll just fill in some notes, and I'll try to go fast because I don't really like this unit. Okay. So let's just go ahead. Okay, so plant is from the kingdom Plantae. It is a multicellular eukaryote. It has cell walls made of cellulose and is capable of photosynthesis. Plants need all these things. So it needs sunlight for photosynthesis. It needs water for photosynthesis and also any cell function. It needs minerals for plant growth, gases, needs oxygen for cellular respiration, and also carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So in your homework, you're going to be answering these questions that are in the boxes. So I just labeled them with numbers, and I'll label them similarly in the Google Classroom site. Okay, so this is another just image showing the needs. This time they've added space. So you need space to grow. Okay, the plant life cycle consists of 2 alternating phases. The sporophyte is the diploid 2N phase. Remember that humans also have a diploid phase in all of their body cells. And then a gametophyte phase is when you have haploids or the sex cell phase. So basically you have 2 gametes that are haploids. They form a zygote. Through mitosis, they divide and they make a sporophyte, and then they produce, through meiosis, produce spores, mitosis, a gamete, etc. So this is just how they make more plants. Early plants, all already on page 3. Okay, early plants evolved from multicellular green algae. We talked about green algae in the last unit. It grew close to the ground, and it depended on water for its life cycle. So this is showing you like early ancestors here. This is your ancestral green algae. It makes some non-vascular plants first, and then vascular, non-seed plants, and then as you go along, seed plants, conifers, and flowering plants. Okay. Oh, I think you have to write that down too. All right, so bryophytes are the first type of plants we need to talk about. They are non-vascular, which means they just don't have like the same kind of like root system and like system for moving up water and food through its like stem. So they lack vascular tissue. They're small in size. Examples are mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. Sounds like part of a Harry Potter movie to me. Okay. Mosses have no true stems or leaves. They grow well near a water source, and they can live in nutrient-poor soil. They can also tolerate low temperatures. So I'm sure you have seen mosses. So question 6 is, where have you seen a moss? Okay, this is the moss structure. It has a capsule, it has a stalk, you have a stem-like structure, and then a leaf-like structure. So you don't usually see these unless you're looking like closely at moss. Mostly you think of like the green fuzzy stuff, but it also has this stalk and capsule when it's like reproducing. Okay, human uses of moss, peat moss, it's like a dried out moss. It can be used, moss can be used as fuel. It also can be used in gardening to help soil retain water and increase soil acidity. Liverworts and hornworts are similar in appearance. They require moist environments. And then the bryophyte life cycle is the dominant, the haploid stage is dominant, and then the sporophyte stage depends on the gametophyte for water and nutrients. These are a lot of like complicated words. If you watch this video, I think it will help you. But basically, they produce sperm in the anther, produce eggs, and the archegonia, and then sperm and egg unite to form a zygote. So this is just kind of showing you the process over here. So you have a gametophyte male, a gametophyte female. That means you have gametes from the male and the female. So the sperm are actual like little, I don't know, you can think of them as little, like, they're not seeds, but like little particles that float over to the egg in the water. That's why they need water. They combine, so they fertilize, you get a zygote, and then mitosis occurs, and then that's where you see like the stalk and the sporangium, and then spores release. This releases more spores, and the cycle continues. So I think this video will be helpful if you watch that. This is just a bigger picture of what happens. And then we're going to stop there. Okay. Have a great night or morning.